Hi guys, it's MayvenDoll again, and tonight I will be comparing some of my dildos and talking a little bit about my preference with them, especially size preference, which is something that people have asked me about a few times. So I'll talk a little bit about it again, might touch on it more in depth in another video. But anyways, please like, subscribe, and click that little notification bell if you want to get updates from me. So starting out tonight, we'll go with my Doc Johnson Ultraskyn, the Mr. Small Hands. This one is actually one of my smallest of the group, and it's not necessarily small to most people because it's a little over 9 inches. So I know some of you guys are like, oh, that's small. To me, that is a bit smaller, but it's 9.25 inches and 1.5 inches in width, diameter around. So I can kind of grip it nicely. My fingers overlap a little bit going down. So I would say it's one of my shorter and thinner. I like the small hands okay. I use it more for instructional videos, I think. And part of that tends to do with not just the size, but this mold might be my least stiff of the Ultraskyn, so a little more problematic to work with in some cases. Just depends on what I'm doing. But this is the small hands. Of course, I love all of these products. They're all great, but I'll go ahead and say not my favorite. Next would be the Kink Perfect P. And this is a perfect P-spot dildo, so it's actually more meant for a male prostate stimulation because of the curve of the shaft, they say. But I did like this one. It is 9 inches, so just a little bit shorter, I believe, than the small hands. Or supposed to be. They kind of look about the same to me as far as length goes, but you can already see, because this one's a width of 2 inches around, that this one is quite a bit thicker, and that's already going to make the 9 inches nicer for me. And then it has, small hands is a little bit straighter, just the right bit of maybe curve and thickness up top. Still not exactly my favorite. Not as limp as the small hands mold though, so that makes it a little bit nicer of a dildo. This is the only one though that I had a little problem with breakdown. See right there. I hate when that happens because I like them to remain pretty, but I actually think that's on me. It didn't come with the bag. I put it in a sock. That might have actually caused that. So that was more of a shame on me moment, and it's not that bad. But still not exactly my favorite as far as size go. It's going to start working its way up when we get into some of the molds of other porn stars like the Jason Love. Now, this is a 10-inch mold. Getting more like it. The 10-inch mold with the 2-inch round or 6.5 diameter, which then seems to be relatively similar size for most of the next few guys. When it comes to around, they'll just be a little different in length or the shape of the shaft. Jason's a little bit straighter here. His is nice and textured up though. The Rob Piper and the small hands might be the smoothest as far as the texture and veining goes. But noticeable difference in size there in both length and girth. And I'm really gonna say I'm partial to this size. I mean, I know that I'm an outlier, but I am more in the I like 10 inches than the 7 to 9 range, where some people might fall. And then we have the Prince Yahshua. Quite possibly, it's between him and the Rob that's my favorite. The Prince Yahshua is 10 and a half inches, and that's a noticeable size up right there. I mean, a very noticeable, when I say this is probably my favorite. It's very nicely textured, but you'll see like the curve here. And I wouldn't say that I like an extreme curve, but this curve right here actually makes it seem like it could be just a little bit thicker here than the other molds it's supposed to be the same width of, and that might give it a little bit of an edge over everything else, or just the spot it manages to hit because of that curve. I really love the Prince. It's really been a hard toss-up when I talk about the Prince and the Rob Piper. I mean, the Rob Piper is almost 11 inches. They put it at 10.75 on the box, and this guy's 10 and a half. So, yet again, a noticeable length difference, but pretty similar in the width. They say that they're the same. Sometimes, like I say, because of that thickness up here, I feel like this one's a little bit thicker feeling. The Rob is probably the straightest of those three and the least texturized though. So I bounce back and forth. Is it the length? Is it the girth? Is it the straight? Is it the curve? What day is it? What day do I like best? Can I just have these two in my life all the time? Anyways, but last but not least, I do have the firm skin, which is brand new, and I can't really give you a lot of personal experience on this one yet. I'm still thinking about using it as a weapon, actually. This one is 13 inches. Huge difference. But the inches, to me, no problem. That's not actually the part that scares me. It's the width of this one. Like I said, I can still touch fingers. This is the 2-inch around. Here we got a tree trunk with quite a bit of gap between the fingers, even up here at the head. And not as much of the give or the softness of the Ultraskyn. So I'm probably going to go ahead and be honest and say that this one might be a little too much, a little too far, especially without the give. So when we're comparing my dildos, and I've laid them all out for you. Alright, so we've got these in order here, starting with the 9-inch small hands, the 9-inch Kink Perfect P, the 10-inch Jason Love, the 10.5-inch Prince Yahshua, the almost 11-inch Rob Piper, and the BAM at 13 inches, and of course also one of the biggest as far as width goes. These are all in supposedly the 2-inch width category, and 6.5-inch circumference. This one here is 2.75 and an 8.5-inch circumference, so quite a massive difference between these. This one is 9 inches and I want to say 1.5 inches width, so quite a bit smaller than the others around. Alright, so when we get down to it, I'm going to actually officially say that the Prince Yahshua is my favorite toy so far when it comes to size. It's 10.5 inches. I am don't mind a little bit longer, but this one is perfect because of its width, and like I said, the girth here with the curve just absolutely hits the spot. I would like to do a video that really talks about why I enjoy the larger sizes. If you've seen my cuckolding series, that can actually be a part of it. The wife wanting to explore larger, bigger, better, and so kind of go into how I kind of got into wanting the larger sizes, how much I enjoy it, why I think it is that I enjoy that so much more, the length and the girth that I actually prefer. It's a nice little range in there. But anyways, keep watching. I will be adding more to my series throughout the year. So be sure to like, subscribe, and click the little notification bell at the bottom. Thank you very much, and have a lovely night.